Let's see who's here. I'm a minute late, but that's only because I suddenly realised I've run out of Jägermeister, so no Jägermunions. It's going to have to be something different. So who is here? CameraTim.com is here. Kebab Face is here. Gold 1640. Rusty Bee Stuff. Mr. Eggcake. Kusama Mart is here. DC Allen. Frank. Rifleman. Jackatax. CameraTim.com. Have I not said that already? Yes, Redhead Forest is here. Serious Zem and the usual suspects are here. Let me just refresh this page. Refresh just to get an image if I'm actually going out. The audio might be slightly different. You can tell what you think of the... No advert. This is good. The audio might be slightly different. I've got a different microphone. See if it stops it clipping. Although having said that, with the old microphone, I did use the same phone with recorded a video on open camera and shouted and couldn't get it to clip. So I think it may be a little... the Twitch software is just that more sensitive to amplitude changes, which is reasonable enough. It's quite complex audio. It really is very complex. I was hoping for a flashlight advert with discount code. It's only Bad Dragon advertising this channel. So, DC Allen, what? DC Allen, what's going on? Greetings, Stephen Verhagen. Greetings back to Oslo. No, I can't see the original message that was to do with. But anyway, let's scroll on. What colour will I be tonight? The Happy Little Fox, you are, at the moment, on my screen, you're a kind of darker shade of turquoise, or what could be called cyan. Fucking stream didn't start again. Sometimes it happens, Horvath. You just have to refresh. That just sometimes happens. Particularly when operating systems and browsers are updated and changed, and then Twitch has to find a way to counteract that. It's worth mentioning that Twitch update their app every single week. So it's very active. He's bright purple here, says CameraTim.com. Does everybody get a different colour? It's all a tad moist, isn't it? It's very moist outside. I've just come back from the shops, and it was blowing a storm. It wasn't I managed to get it between the rain, but it was blowing a storm, which I like in Isle of Man. The Isle of Man is very green and very stormy. It's a violent place, but that's good. Anyway, ultraviolet sterilisation, just in case there's any diseases going around. Here is the ultraviolet steriliser. Scanning. You have been sterilised, and now, just in case, I shall sterilise myself with ultraviolet energy, which is the completely wrong wavelength, but that's okay, nobody cares. It's just like, during the pandemic, lots of stuff that was sold that was just the wrong wavelength. You buy bright blue light, it ultraviolet, you safe now. Not really. Look, I'm advertising Costa again. Who owns Costa now? I looked this up while I was working in Ember 2, and the Costa is one of the highest caffeine contents of coffee. Beer could do with clipping now. I'm doubly sterilised, says Area Dirtbag. Now the microphone has stopped clipping. Can we test the microphone? Is it handling sudden peaks of noise? Or is that actually still clipping? Because it may just be that the app is got its dynamic compensation is terrible. My apologies. I should have warned you about that, shouldn't I? Before shouting. Shouting! Did it not clip? Clipping, says Horvath. Okay. Sorry. No, that clipped like a clippy thing. Oh, right, okay. Well, now I know. How's the Tyvek experiments going? Any updates? 3D printed frame with spring-loaded, foam-loaded electrical contacts, carbon fibre on the Tyvek, applied either side with various adhesives. I didn't see any change in the humidity. 79% is quite high. It's been sitting down on the ground. That'll be why with the air blowing under the door. But I'll do more experiments. I was trying at low voltage, very low. It has a resistance, but maybe it requires a higher voltage. At what voltage does it just flash right across and burst into flames? Well, there's only one way to find out. Is that Tupperware? Well, I mean, it's a plastic kitchen type thing, but not actually Tupperware, but it is in the same style of a clip-on lid. 3D printed bezel for this because it's quite hard cutting this plastic, although I did use the little Dremel type thing, the cordless one from Aldi, to cut it to a rough size and then used this and then slabbered it with glue, and it's all well sealed. There you can see the insides as well, including one of the contacts folding around. It kind of works. The attempt to use the PVA film, it's so hard to work with the heat transferred on carbon fibre both sides. The film is so thin that I actually think strands of the carbon fibre perforated it. It's very tricky. The rice paper approach also experienced carbon fibre perforation, possibly because I used a mist of water on it before putting it through, and it may have made the rice paper shrink back. But anyway, experiments will continue. Scientists at Glasgow University already designed a phone for dogs and a play dating system for parrots. Excellent. Is that your lunchbox? It is it's my super futuristic lunchbox. Is there an option to get the hype thing off? Probably not. I think it's just baked in. Not really sure. That plastic cracks easily. It does. That's why I did 3D printed housings clear so I could see what was going on through them. Anyway, the experiments will continue, but I'm never probably going to achieve the success that Russell had with their dehumidifying membranes. I think there's so much more science to it, but you know what? There's no harm trying, because I might discover something that someone else didn't discover. You've got to try these things. But I've spent a lot of time over the last week experimenting with so many things. It's very time consuming. Didn't Tupperware go bust? I'm not sure. That's a 4-sandwich lunchbox. Well, it depends how hard you press them. Anyway, there is no... who's that dropping weird, huge... Scruff Dog is dropping huge celebrations. And Rick Dastardly subscribed with Prime. Thank you for resubscribing with Prime. It is appreciated. It buys. The money goes towards buying things to the channel. Like for instance... this moving light with color LCD display. Oh, let me just... And zoomable lenses. I've taken it apart. I've just initially took the covers off, the back and front, to see the zoom assembly and the LED array. And there's a reason this is being sold online as a copy of the Mac Aura. It's not identical to the Mac Aura, the Martin Mac Aura. The power, I can give you the power data on it. But we'll take a look at that later on. We'll even power it up and make it do shit. But how much do you think that cost from AliExpress? Shipped locally within the UK. I must be running out of space. I ran out of space a long time ago. Cheap light. Well, you say that, Zinger-man, right? The construction quality is up there with some of the professional lights. It may not have the polish, but not £15 or 40 quid. No. We're talking about a fairly high power thing. It was £150. Grauco says £49. Grauco, I think, is the closest so far. £56. And the same thing. Oh, see, Zingerman has won. See, Zingerman got it within £1. And the thing is, they're selling it on eBay with different names for like over £200 for what appears to be an identical light. And they're falsely describing it as a Mac Aura, which it isn't. If you want a Mac Aura, you can buy some in eBay UK at the moment. You can buy a little flight case, because they're not very big, with 3 Mac Auras in it for just over £3,000. Maybe for roughly £1,000 each for a used one. Would I buy a used Mac Aura? No, because I know what's inside them, and after they've been used in the event industry, they're bin fodder, to be honest. But they're a very good light, but they're bin fodder after they've been used a certain length of time, because people who don't understand that you don't just ram screws into plastic pillars or they split. Yeah, that sort of thing like that. People who over tighten or don't find the right thread. Also, the most distinctive difference, the main difference between that disco light there and the Mac Aura is literally the power supply. The Mac Aura has a power factor corrected power supply. It's quite bulky. It takes up most of the base of the Mac Aura. Very tricky to change because you have to put all the thermal pads in the correct place and clips over them, and it's not that hard to change, but this one's getting torn down completely. I may do it. I might even do it as a live video. That would be interesting. What's the fan noise like? I've not heard the fan this one, but it has two fans. It's got a fan for the power supply, a small one inside, and then it's got one 3-inch 75mm fan at the back, much like the Mac Aura has a single fan at the back. Can you expand? Clive, is putting a voltage across a membrane supposed to pump fluid or something? Megavolt Meister. The word you're looking for is electroosmosis. That's two O's in the middle. Electroosmosis. Very interesting subject. Big power supply equal heavy base. Well, the Mac Aura isn't that heavy, mainly because it's made of plastic. And this thing is similar. But the focus system, this one has the large aluminium panel, the aluminium core PCB with the LEDs on it. And just like the Mac Aura, it's got the little light pipes. The ones in the Mac Aura, which is slightly higher power, but not that much higher power, has silicone that you can't touch. I don't think you could probably touch these either. These ones are hard because I touched at the back of the fingernail. And then it's got the zoom lens in the front. It's so Mac Aura-ish. Like someone took a Mac Aura apart. The main difference is that the Mac Aura has the lens system in the front, moves backwards and forwards, and it's got three linear actuators in the actual Mac Aura on the LED circuit board, if I recall correctly, that pushes that backwards and forwards. This one takes a better approach, dare I say it. It's got one full-size stepper motor at the back with a thread. You'll see this. And then it's got a little carousel with three guide pins that go through, he said, holding up 4 fingers, 3 guide pins that actually push the lenses backwards and forwards. One of the other differences is that whereas the Mac Aura has the power supply in the base and the USB input connector, and then it's basically power and, not USB, DMX. Power and DMX comes up into the yoke and through to the top. All the electronics in the Mac Aura are pretty much in the head behind the LEDs. This one has no significant electronics. It's got one position sensor for the focus, which the Mac Aura doesn't even have. And then it's got the LED drivers in one of the yokes, and it's got the circuit board for controlling it, and all the stepper motor drivers and everything is on the back of the DMX connector and the little LCD panel. It's freaking amazing for the money. That's just ludicrous. Having taken many professional lights apart, that one impressed me. That doesn't mean it's great, but it looks serviceable. Oh, it's serviceable? It looks as though, if you take all the cheeks off it and you take a few screws off the top, it looks as though you can then lift the whole top off, which is actually kind of similar to the Mac Aura. But it's got a cord that goes down through the middle. And then the power supply in the base looks easy to change. Anyway, interesting. Having seen DMX Connect, I fully believe that dude's going to give it to me indeed. Talking of DMX. Good they got the LED version, disco light, old disco light with halogen light, a lot of mechanic filter are heavy with all the glass colour and metal fatigue figure inside on the motor. Yeah, the modern LED lights are ridiculous. Sometimes, for the moonflowers, it's just standard 5mm LEDs pointing at a lens. I've made videos about that. I did my own DIY ones. Servers are a huge plus nowadays. You want to change the brains of this unit. All you have to do is take 4 screws in the front of the plastic trim of the where the DMX goes in, take out 2 more screws, hinges down, unplug, change the circuit board. It's very serviceable. Ridiculous. Honestly, if that had been given to me in the table to fix at work, and I'd been told it was like made by Martin, and it was Martin's latest light, I'd have been like, oh, this is pretty good. That's ridiculous. A ginger cat used to cook me round and sleep in the sofa between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Oh, that's the ginger cats. They just, with multiple homes. I'm overfull with beer. Good, Hobo Sullivan. I was overfull with gin last night. It was a very pleasant evening. Horvath, how do three-phase motor drivers drive the phases? Is it some sort of PWM or directly controlling the voltage current? I suppose ultimately you can vary the torque. You can vary the speed just by changing the speed of the rotating phases, but you can also pulse modulate it to the required level. That's probably referring to the little ceiling fan I took apart. The one that the BBC says, "Don't use these, they're very dangerous. They'll twist all your wiring into a big knot and then it'll explode and you'll die." Because the BBC didn't have anything else to talk about and it has to make news, just like the media in general. That was a grump. That was literally a rant. Anyway, I've not had a Yugamunion. Let's have a Ginnermunion. Non-sugary. Non-sugary gin. I'm just filling up the Ginnermunion glasses. Why gin? Because it was the cheapest shit there was available at the local supermarket, quite frankly. And when I'm mixing my alcohol with fruity carbonated drinks, it doesn't really matter what you're drinking, it's just ethanol. Industrial ethanol would be fine. Okay, are we ready? Here's the first Jägermeister. Apparently I didn't wash the glasses last week, so it's slightly tinted with Jägermeister now. It's okay, it's ethanol, it's sterile. To Jimmy Kimmel, for being the victim of some what appears to be just politics and people saying, "Oh, we want rid of that show." Oh, there's an excuse. Arseholes. Not that I watched Jimmy Kimmel, but I've seen snippets of him online and thought he was pretty good. That script, the joke he read out, was probably written by a scriptwriter, so he must be feeling, or she must be feeling pretty bad. Radioactive cats have 18 half-lives. Yes, they do. That's a very thin Jaeger. It is. It's a Ginnermunion with Jaeger hints. Well, Jimmy Kimmel does suck. See, Horvath, the word histrionic applies. You absolutely oppose everything, but that's okay. That's just your character. More coffee. I do have fizzy wine. That's bad. That depends if I run out of coffee first, though. I'll just keep chugging it. The Disney cancellation server crashed. Oh. And that guy on the Universal ride, what is it? The racers? Who died. And it turns out the guy, so what is this? Hold on, what was the name of that ride? Star Racers or something like that? But it's the dual roller coaster. Can I get a hoo-yah, Zach McCracken? A hoo-yah? What the fuck's a hoo-yah? That sounds American. Is it hoo-yah? Oh God, no, I've started y'all talking about Trump. God, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't even mention Trump. Anyway, it's at the Constellation Park or whatever it is, and the coaster came back and one of the occupants was dead with blunt force trauma. Very odd. It turns out that he was disabled. He was disabled from the waist down, no control of the legs, but he'd been the ride many times before, but something happened. He may have blacked out, and then, I don't know, maybe it was just the violence of the ride. He thumped about a lot and died in the process. Horrible. Not great for the people operating the ride either, or the designers of the ride who won't be happy about that. Sometimes I wonder... if they go too far trying to make rides compatible with every person. You know, you get really thin people, you get dwarfs, you get like big fat people, and they try to make a universal restraint that's going to hold them all. It's just not going to work. People are going to fall out. Wow. It's gone off on a tangent. Anyway, let me distract you with another amazing thing. Cosmo loves to sniff my underwear when I'm on a number 2. One of my ex's cats did that too. There are pictures that talk online of cats just going in while people's pants around their ankles while they're on the toilet. The cat just decides these underpants would make a perfect bed right now, and they just snuggle up into them. Guys, right, I'm going to have to say no more political talk in the comments, please. Talk about technical stuff. Shouldn't have mentioned that now. Do not fight a 3D printer or print a weapon attack you, indeed. Robots, gadgets. Let me go and get an ionizer. Oh no, not another frickin' ionizer. Yeah, this one's special. This is a special. Very hard. Well, is it that hard to find? I mean, if you've got enough money, you can find one. This one came from eBay unexpectedly. One moment. Is this even going to fit? This is a designer ionizer. As you can... Oh, see, that's hitting the ceiling there. Right, I'll hold it aside. This is a designer ionizer. It's got LEDs under it and everything. And, oh, detaches. I'll tell you what, let's detach it then. The top comes off like this. There's the base with its little jack connector on the top to provide 12 volts to the circuitry. And it is a closed high voltage loop. And then it's got the shrouded needles in the end, a little blue neon, possibly to show the amount of flow. Quite hard to open. I don't want to like... Anyway, it's got the LEDs underneath, and quite intriguingly, you can unplug the LEDs, and it's a little XH type connector. And a module, the LED. You can get replacement LEDs. They're not cheap. But then again, neither is this ionizer. And this is a sort of protective guard, and this comes off. And then you can actually take, so this is the negative emitter, and this is a positive collection cylinder. And if you lift it up, you can see there's a contact there that it comes off, and you can take it off. And you can go and wash this, all the dirt that's accumulated on it, leaving this wood finish ionizer. Very interesting. Ugly design. It's functional. Ionizer, collection plate. It's a large area collection plate to collect all the dust and dirt instead of it going on to your surroundings is the point here. And I think this, I don't know if this is to protect you touching the thing or if it's just, and also it's going to act as a collection device that you could then wash. They still sell these. They cost £500. They do quote quite impressive statistics for the particulate it'll take out the air and collect on its metal plate. I've seen them before, I didn't know they still did them. An idea how high voltage of DC, probably 2,000 or 3,000 volts I'd guess, megavoltmeister. That's the normal arrangement for these needles. A quick improvement to this, it's got the shrouded needles, which isn't great because I don't think you could even change these, I'm not really sure. But a quick fix would be getting a bit of the carbon fibre heater wire, stripping it so you get the bare carbon fibres at the end, but still the little bit of silicone, and then just wedge it over the needle, and it would give it carbon fibre emitters to increase the output. But anyway, these things cost 500 quid, so I was delighted to buy it for £20 on eBay. I don't think the person selling it really knew what it was. Good. Now we can take a look inside it. That's it sitting snugly on. They still do sell them. Get it off, gold member. Yes. It's like something out of TARDIS. It's very futuristic. It's enormous. £500 sterling, that's it. More if it's dollars and euros. Have you printed a tip for the end? I wouldn't even print a tip for the end. I would, for the ionizer, I'd just cut to the carbon fibre. But you could make a little thing that just sits in and looks nice. You could also 3D print the LED holder. So many things. Is the whiffler ready? The whiffler is not ready, but it can be made ready very quickly. Just for you, Liz. Just missing 2 laser tubes, yes. It does look like a space gun. I mean, it looks fantastic. Ugh. It does look like the central core of a TARDIS, doesn't it? And it has... I wondered, it's got the 12-volt power supply that you can only use this special one. And then it's got this thing in the middle of it with cobwebs on it now. And I wondered what this was. It looked like a little converter. I opened it. It turns out it's just an on-off switch. Awkward. So you can turn the LEDs on and off. Let me scroll down. Naismith doing on-screen celebrations. It looks like it needs a room with wood panelling and orange curtains, and a futuristic theme indeed. It's, yes, from that era. It's kind of, is that 60s? The Atomic Space Age era. Do a search for the Atomic Space Age and the decor they had. Very futuristic, all the fiberglass panels with red hot tungsten lamps inside them, smelling of resin and just horrible to service, much like theme park stuff. Lovely on the outside, the fiberglass, but as MD who works in theme park environment will know, not so pleasant inside. I'm going to put this throughout the way because it's enormous. Other things I bought online. One of the dinkiest little smoke machines ever with LEDs and an XLR connector connected to the mains. Oh, talking of which, let's see if they arrive from eBay. IEC connector, you know, like this, and it's a little tail and it's connected to another one, so a Widowmaker, or another one connected to, hold on, let's see if we've got one here, power jack. Oh, that's too full of power jacks. It's literally a mains connector connected to, hold on, an open jack plug. And it's supposed to be an adapter for battery chargers for electric bikes and things like that, and it's like, no. I can't wait for that to arrive. It's going to be an unnecessarily sensationalistic video of how some online platforms have absolutely no safety standards whatsoever. Dinky, where's it made again? Oh, where's it made? China. It's Lillecht brand. I mean, the same thing is sold again. You can go on AliExpress and you can find this for £12, or you can find it for £40 for exactly the same unit. It has a little remote control thing, the little button thing that plugs in here, but this is mains voltage. It's a bit naughty. It's okay inside. I had a wee sneaky peek. What I've not opened yet. Hold on. Let me check. What's the time? Is it woofle time? Let's prepare for a woofle. Here's the gas. Get the woofler on. Get the electric ignition source. Do the spider check, because the place has been full of spiders recently. I'm not sure why at this time of year the spiders are everywhere, but there's spiders. One made an appearance in a video I just recorded. Well, it made an appearance for me. It didn't quite drop into shot the camera. Right, whiffle juice. Because it's Lizzie's whiffle time. Are you ready for fire? Actually, it's feeling cooler these days, so a little bit of fire is greatly appreciated. Ignition. Whiffling. Whiffle. Oh. Quite good. Woofle. Ooh, very, very spicy. Big flames, yes. Excellent. Maybe I should calibrate it up just a little tiny bit. Bigger woofles? No, I shouldn't say that. That's all you'll want is bigger and bigger woofles until my house literally explodes in flames. I thought I'd tidied that area down there. Apparently I hadn't. I'd left some. I've seen some using XLR connectors for DC power supply, just waiting for someone to plug in a mic, I'm guessing. Well, here's the thing. There are there's one other unit. I got a snow machine, just because it has variable speed in the pump, wondering how they're implementing that, probably a dimmer. And it's got the same XLR type connector. Now, one of them is shown, a bit disappointed it didn't come through as just the male end of the socket, so you could have poked your finger directly into live connections while holding the metal case. But in this case, it is just, I'd already checked that one, just live straight to pin 3, possibly pin 1 as well, which isn't great because that's the screen of a microphone cable and the microphone itself. Ooh, that wouldn't end well, would it? Or your guitar. Clive, what do you do about too much cheese on the keto diet and getting rectally bound? Megavoltmeister, I don't get rectally bound. Megavoltmeister, my poo is very acceptable-ish. I mean, quite hard whenever so often, but that's okay. So let me scroll down, see what you're talking about. Thank you for subscribing, Sabertail, and Hobo Sullivan, and Tom K. Harrison. Did I say Dave Ho? I think I did, not sure, but thank you for subscribing. It's appreciated. I'm just looking at the little separate bit here. Now back over to the bit. Could set your watch by my arse. Is it that? Just so long as it's not unpredictable. Audio good. Only clipped at extremely excessive shouting or hissing, whiffler wall, slightly lower loudness in other Twitch channels. Oh, okay. I'm letting... It's a different microphone. It's a little goosenecky microphone. It's this microphone here. It's not the Sennheiser microphone. Is that right? Is it Sennheiser? No, it's a Rode microphone. Just as good, really. It's the one that comes with a cable, and it warns you about the cable. It says, if you've got these long, you've got the extension cable, be very careful to make sure it doesn't get around people's throats and get trapped in machinery or anything like that, because it's extremely, extremely strong. Very strong core. Chat paused due to scroll. I did scroll. My doctor put his finger on my bum, no idea why I had an early infection. They sometimes do that, Brad Robshaw, just out of malice. Probably feeling your prostrate gland, which is up there. What fibre do you like on keto, Megavoltmeister? Do you know, on keto I eat low carbohydrate burgers, either pork or beef, and I quite like the cheese, but I like it. Do you know what a Baby Bell is? The little round cheese with the red waxy coating? If you put a Baby Bell on a greaseproof paper, or you know the kitchen parchment stuff that's the non-stick paper, if you put it in the middle of the microwave and microwave it for about a minute, it puffs up into a big sort of cheesy cookie, and then once it's cooled down it's really firm and crunchy. It's quite nice, actually. Fibre, not really sure. What have I been eating? Cheesy things, meaty things. The weight's been coming down, which is good. Again, because it had gone up a bit. Horovac, typical Horovac comment. Baby Bell, yes. The horrible tasteless cheese bollocks from the Netherlands, yes. Microwave, oh no, don't microwave it inside the wax. I should have said that. Take it off, take the wax off first, otherwise you're going to end up with a very unpleasant cookie. Naismith, have you UV sterilized from darkened room? No. You eat the wax? No, you don't eat the wax. Oh, do people eat the wax? I suppose if you didn't know, you might do it. Ooh, broccoli, cauliflower, cheese, and double cream baked in the oven. Perfect. Kebab face, yesterday's evening meal was indeed broccoli, put in a little microwave steam container for 4 minutes, and then cheese and some pepperami sliced over the top, bit more cheese, another minute to melt all through the broccoli. Very nice. Boudica, we are late. Sorry, don't worry about it. It's fine. All cheese will go kind of crunchy and biscuit-like when you put it in the microwave, but be aware it does splatter cheesy oil all over your microwave. Would you eat it twice? I would eat it again. My friends and parents ate some wax melts, which are a gift. They thought they were chalks. I'm not sure I believe that because flavour oils don't taste that nice. Not that I've eaten them, obviously. Well, cottage cheese go crunchy. I've never tried cottage cheese, but processed cheese does go crunchy. Or cream cheese. I've not tried that either. It tends to be solidy cheeses like, say, for instance, cheddar is great. You can make cheddar biscuits, crunchy cheddar biscuits. Has someone got themselves a scalf? Oh, there's Nervous Squirrel. Greetings, Nervous Squirrel. Fabulous beard, by the way. Oh, that was you who said that, the wax melts. Slightly jealous about the guests at your party recently, Nervous Squirrel. Also slightly jealous of your massive full wall synthesizer, if it's the same Nervous Squirrel. An upgrade from Crayola, yes. Can you burn Crayola? I'm not really sure. Fire stick pepper, I've not tried the spice ones, I'm not super into spicy. Yes, hopefully I haven't broken inside or already had one operation to remove shrapnel, I don't want another. Oh, what did you do? Was it a drill into the finger or something like that? It can happen. Done it. Horrific. Anyway, I've got another thing to show you. It's an LED power can. It's got the classic cheap shit disco LED display with the buttons and the DMX. It probably isn't that well isolated from the mains. And it's got dual cob. Can you see the two colour layers? It's got the cold in the middle and then the warm on the outside. I've not even tried this yet. I really like to prefer to check if things are earthed before I plug them in. We can try that later on. That'll be the ice shouting the wine. It is. That's why the ice machine is on. Show us Kevin. I've not seen Kevin since he came back. We're supposed to be meeting for a beer, but June, who organised the meeting, then accidentally forgot and booked another event at the Gaiety Theatre, which is the Isle of Man old vintage theatre. Mr. Ekic, Nervous Squirrel is here. A Nervous Squirrel is here. Don't know if it's the Nervous Squirrel of the fine black beard. Very envious of your fine black beard if it is. How do you get wax out of turtles anyway, says Brian Cox. Well, first of all, you stick a straw up their nose and then you squeeze them. That's how. I know how to get blood out of turtles. All you do is you find a turtle that's got a straw up its nose and then you rip it out with half its brain attached and then ban straws. That was a political statement. Cottage cheese in the soda stream. That sounds messy. Do you know what I've discovered? A way to abuse another soda stream I have. It's not a soda stream. I've been getting more anti-Israel type comments on the soda stream videos. Why are you supporting genocide by using a soda stream? I wasn't aware that I was. The only thing that's being genocided is oxygen breathers in the water. Let me go and grab the other soda stream thing that I got a while back. This one is a Vivor thing. Vivor. And it works. But it has one advantage over the standard soda stream. You can push the button in partially and then you can shoot the fuck out and really get that carbon dioxide in. So it's more efficient in use. It's completely off label. Oh, it's not suitable for the Will It Carbonate videos because instead of going when it gets to the pressure and doing the fartulation, it just makes this terrible noise instead, which isn't that great for those carbonation videos. They need fartulation. Uses the same cylinder. Oh, glass splinter, a bit of a micro. Oh, it's very thin glass. I tried using the glass cover slips as separators for high voltage ozone experiments, and the high voltage punch right through the glass. That's why they use ceramic. Are you doing a disco? No, one does not do discos. I am not he. Oh, it's not the nervous squirrel. Boo. But it's fine. You're a nervous squirrel. Look up nervous squirrel online. Sam of Look Mum No Computer has videos where he's gone to visit them and play with the big huge synthesizer. Blueberries and Soda Stream is really nice. I'm not keen on the idea of fizzy fruit. It makes me think of fruit that's gone off. Grapes in a Soda Stream. Again, grapes gone off. Vivar is also supporting genocide of the Uyghurs in China. Are they though, Horavac? Because people make headlines up. You just have to look at Facebook these days. AI generated images with completely fake articles, just like the Daily Mail and the Sun, really. And the BBC. It is a futuristic looking device. Sam is a twink. Didn't he marry, though? I don't know who he married. Kitty report. Little Hutchie was in today, happily snaffling some cookies and nuzzling into the catnip. She's very vociferous these days, very vocal since I got back. I did try carbonating Advocat smoke. It took carbonation. Bit thick and stodgy, but it worked. Wasn't great, but was okay. People still use Facebook? Yes. Prove you're not a robot. Well, that's tricky. I might be a robot if you suddenly see like jolting and like the movements going a bit weird. Who knows? Where'd you get across at this time of night? We have the local supermarket is open till 10 and has a Costa machine. And this time it didn't spray the milk. It uses real milk out at a funny angle where it did the last time. Don't know about Vivar. Vivar, bit suspicious, but just a big, huge Chinese brand. Robbie the robot. Bears only, thanks. Absolutely. Talking of bears, I was doing a bit of research into autism again, and it turns out that many autistic people are non-gender standard, as they like to say. They say nice things, pansexual or gay or whatever. But I found something even more unpleasant. That's not unpleasant, to be honest. I'm quite happy being a bear. But I found something really unpleasant. People with autism. Keep in mind that I regard people with autism as being one of the most useful members of society because they're technical and their brains are just always thinking and they're always experimenting and designing stuff. They write the software that makes everything so exciting at the moment. They build all the interesting stuff. They are 7 times more likely to commit suicide. That's not great, is it? We have to address this. Getting audio, but video is frozen. Refresh the page. Non-binary autism haver here, yes. That makes the Teslas run, indeed. Stop killing ducks to make duct tape. You know, it's the noise they make when you put them through the rollers. Oh, you're supposed to kill them first. What Android robot do you prefer, Data or Marvin? Data would be my preferred Android. Finding the videos of Rizbot quite funny. They've got one of the little mini robots that you can buy now, the walking robots. Basically, they're just a remote control walking robot. That's basically all they are. The main feature is they can balance themselves and actually walk about. This one has been added extra sound features on the back, and it just goes around offending people, which is quite funny and giving them the finger. Brad Robshaw, us autistic folk are fab, but also very kinky. Well, kinky is fab, apparently. Yes, autistic people are often gender non-conforming, or like they call them now in the US, illegal indeed. It's gone that direction again. Suicide is painless, yes, but terribly permanent for temporary problems. The problem, I think, is that, as in my own experience when I was younger, sometimes you just get caught up in a loop in your brain and it just spirals from there and it's quite hard to get out of. But there we go. I put the car into BMW for a health check and they spotted a big gash on the inside edge of a front tyre. I had to blood replace all four due to wear. £750 and I had to buy a spare wheel kit too as I did not want to run flats anymore. That's the peril of buying a BMW, yes. Temple Grandin makes you happy in the end. You can send messages to Temple and she, or probably one of her helpers, will respond. I think she gets a lot of messages though. Spider in the wall. Excellent. Have I got a spider in the wall? No, I don't see a spider in the wall. But they're everywhere here. It's always the silent man. Spiders are everywhere. Suicide is never the correct answer. Correct advice and help is, though. When you can, from my own experience, I didn't want to talk to MD, so that's a tricky thing. I know, even if you'd said talk to someone, I wouldn't have done it properly. That's just me. It's gone behind the right-hand drawer unit. Aha. Okay. There are lots of spiders. Oh, tell you what, though. Let's make it more fabulous by putting a little bit of pink light on. I just kicked one of the lights. Not to worry. Mike of Autistic AF makes good content. Christian Herd, I'm not the right person to talk to. No, you're not. You're a weird stalker person. Which is also an autistic trait, by the way, stalking. It's just a different type of human. Very odd. Greetings, Mr. Boy, okay. Hi, I've never set foot on the Isle of Man. No, not yet. That's because you're banned from the Isle of Man in case you go and touch Kevin's bottom. Spider's probably humping an 8-pin. Do I have 555s here? I don't think I've got any in the drawers here, but I should because, you know, it's such a standard chip. I still find 555s in so many products that are still being manufactured. But yes. Mm-hmm. So let's see. Doing stuff. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. One moment, please. Yes, indeed, our day will come. Yes. It's already on its way. AI, the whole automation of stuff, is doing so many jobs that used to be done by humans. Oh, the 4093 is great. I like the 4093. That's a little CMOS chip. It's a Quadnan Schmidt trigger. And it's very useful because you can make basically 4 little timer oscillators and you can do loads of stuff with it. It's great. I used to be one of my favorite chips too, along with the 40106 and the 4017 obviously, and the 4040 binary counter, or the 4060, which is the binary counter with integrated oscillator, or the 4013 or the 4094. All good chips. Everybody has their favourites. Callum, they're trying. There are people claiming to cure autism. It's not a problem. It's not something you should cure. It's like saying they want to cure white people from being white. Very odd. I've been using Pi Picos for projects recently, as I said, for keyboards, but also controllers. The little computers, the tiny little computers, like the one controlling the flame effect in the background there. They're great little things. I see friends building stuff, and instead of building it like microcontroller and then all the support circuitry, the circuit board is literally a power supply, possibly a module, and then it's just loads of modules, computers, and like things like ESP32s, CH32Vs, Arduinos, just stuff like that. They're just, instead of building it with well, basically, computer modules have become discrete components now. That's quite impressive. Does mean more things can go wrong. Clive name dropping 40 celebs he knows, absolutely. Cookie software. Celebrity 4040 series chips. Someone sent a link to, well, they didn't send a link, they said they found an alternative to the clock, the digital clock. Hold on. "4060, slightly annoying extra counter, binary counter to divide it down to 1 hertz. And you recognise all the digits being directly driven, but they've got rid of the, they've basically got counter chips that drive the 7 segment directly, and they're actually gating the actual outputs to drive the LEDs with a potential divider to actually do the resetting. Very, very clever. That is one of the most minimalist CMOS clocks I've seen. This was Digitalny Hodiny Danik, DANYK.CZ, or CZ if you prefer. And it's 4026s, a 4060, and another 4026. Wow, he's used a 4026 as a divider. So it's basically using 2 types of chips. 4026, I wonder what voltage it can operate up to. If it's CMOS, it will be at least 15. Hold on, 4026, what is the 4026? 26. I see, just give me a second here. AI overview. It's a CMOS integrated circuit, functions as both a decade counter, 0 to 9, and a 7-segment display driver. Blah, 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 blah. Popular hobbies projects such as digital clock can operate from wide voltage range of 3 to 18 volts. 18 volts is pushing the upper limit, but technically speaking, you could use 12 volt LED arrays, and that means you could have big, fat digital clock. I like that. Very tempted to build one. Interesting. Looks like the Chinese manufacturers cloned the wrong one. That's Diode Gone... Oh, is that Diode Gone Wild, Kusamor? I didn't get that. So there you go. Diode Gone Wild's digital clock. I wonder if he designed it or saw it elsewhere, but it's good. It's on his site. Anyway, alcohol. Yeah, let's chug the coffee. I got some fizzy Prosecco. I'm not sure why. It always makes me feel shit afterwards. But you know what? You feel good at the time. I've been ordering so much shite from AliExpress that literally, if the UK started a trade war and said no more stuff from China, the channel would be sorted for years. So much stuff here. And you know, I feel that I should actually revisit some past videos because in the early days, you can go back in the history of my channel and you can find early videos and they get like 3,000 views. And now the same video would get 30,000 and the same material would reach a wider audience, and hardly anybody's seen the original video anyway. Are you ready for a loud pop? Let's see if I can not knock the glasses off my face like I did last time. Binary or hex? Well, the 406 was binary. That chip is straight to super dodgy. That's not super dodgy. That's super amazing. Diode Gone Wild, smart cookie. Are you ready for a pop? Hold on. No, there is a slight dent in the ceiling. Anyway, moving on. Fuck you, Clive. Fuck you, Clive. Fuck you, Clive. Excellent. Well done, Mr. Boy. Okay. Are you having fun? Let's say, I wonder how many other people you're just going on. I don't care. Fuck you. I really, it's like, literally, I'm not even going to block you. Maybe someone else has blocked you, but I'm not because I'm not bothered. The novelty will wear off. I'm responding to you. That's the wrong thing to do. Yeah, someone's pissing his cornflakes. Don't they say who's peed in your Wheaties? Cornflakes is more universal. I can understand why you're upset because I've got fizzy wine and you've not. I need AliExpress, my sideline business. That's where I get my parts from. Probes and piezo pressure chips. It's a great source of technical components. I hope they don't do stupid stuff and clamp down. I mean, a good example of that is the NIC EIC trying to justify its existence by saying, we are going to get AliExpress banned so they can't import dangerous stuff to the UK. And it's like, well, if we're talking about dangerous USB chargers for the minions, right? For us, AliExpress is an important source of technical components. And if you do ban stuff from AliExpress, then you're banning a huge source of education for all the engineers that build your society. But then the NICEIC will understand that because they're just a bunch of greedy, cash-motivated office workers. And you can quote me on that. I do put the knife into them in a recent video, pointing out they are just a marketing company. I'd love to see an AliExpress warehouse. It's probably very similar to an Amazon warehouse with the same exploitative nature. It might just be Mr. Boyak's sense of humour. It's fine. I'm not bothered. I mean, let's face it does come across a bit weird, but you know what? Welcome to the channel. It's weird. It has the weirdest viewership ever. Also the most productive viewership ever. Rant on. It's a rant. AliExpress massage parlour sounds interesting. Prosecco, not even once. It's cheap Prosecco. It's Plaza Prosecco. It's like literally the cheapest they had. Well, not the cheapest. It was a tiny bit more expensive, but it was about £6. There was one for £5 something, but I'm not going to pay that. Jesus. Do I look posh? Do I look like a tramp? Oh, look. Mr. Boy OK is actually very, very, very typical of this channel. You'd have to wait 36 days for every order, though. At the moment, I'm not sure about that, but the AliExpress deliveries are coming through very quickly. I've got another bag about to arrive. The unbaggings, I can understand why they're popular because it's just a glorious bag of joy. I've got some other unbagging videos that I've made. Every time I get a bag, I'm going to make an unbagging video, and it's up to you if you want to watch them or not. They're very easy to make as videos, and they're interesting because I think the joy of what's inside is shared, and you can detect the fact that I am overjoyed when I see certain items, particularly components. My components that I last ordered from Ali came within a week. I've had weird things though, that I've ordered something and just one item from it has taken months to come through, and it's shown as being in the UK but doesn't move, and then suddenly, unexpectedly, out the blue, it arrives. Oh, talking of which, something arrived today and it wasn't from AliExpress. Let me grab it. Last week, I may have showed a cold cathode lamp that I'd unfortunately broken. Did I show that last week? Basically speaking, I bought 2 cold cathode lamps, and one arrived, the first one. This one took a lot longer to arrive. And it's got the big, huge cold cathode tube inside, right? It looks like 2 cold cathode tubes. Is 2 cold cathode tubes, but they are wired in series, but sound like the other one. And the other one arrived, and I thought, oh, I know it's glass. It lights very dimly initially. I know it's glass, but can I just basically just loosen it off that? And the thing just exploded in my hand. There was a little bit of blood, lots of glass everywhere over the bench, and the tube was smashed into pieces. So that's the one that's becoming the donor for the circuitry. But this one is very different circuitry from the other cold cathode. It's just getting too bright now. It's swamping out, isn't it? But there's what it looks like. It's not that bright for the power. It's about 7 watts it's drawing. And it's not that bright. Also, it takes a while to warm up. But it's visually interesting and it's technically interesting because it is cold cathode. And that little neon tube inside, which is fundamentally what it is running at quite a high voltage. Oh, Mr. Boy OK21 has lots of profiles. As trolls do. That's fine. It looks pretty fancy. A Jaeger? Well, we don't have Jaeger. But it is time. I'll tell you what. A more important Jaeger. To the guy who looks like he was a roller coaster geek who died on that roller coaster. Pretty bad. In his memory. It makes me think of that army veteran guy who had no legs. I'll just turn this off now because really there is a limit to... it gets warmish, but it's not too bad. There is a limit to the fun you can have just having a light bulb right next to you. Anyway, it makes think of the army veteran who had no legs. I think, when you get lap bars, kind of legs are important on roller coasters. Anyway, they stuck him in the ride and it went round one of the tight bends and he flew out and died from a great height. And it's like, that's that thing I'm talking about roller coasters. Not everybody is suitable to ride in them. I struggle because of my height. Some roller coasters, when the bar comes down, it pushes the spine down really hard, arches it down, and I can't ride those. If that's happening, I'll generally get off because that's not going to be great going around bends. Like, say for instance, I don't know if they changed it, but the Hulk at Universal Studios in Florida was a bit mean on my back. One ride in that ride also made me feel nauseous for the whole day because it's got a lot of loops, the original Hulk. I bought dozens of CCFL tubes when Maplin closed down. I used to buy loads off eBay, all the different colours. I've got a big bunch of them somewhere here. I love the Hulk and the Mummy ride. I'm not sure I went in the Mummy ride, Kebab Face. Maybe it was, I'm not sure. It's a long time since I've been there. Prosecco is sweet, Horvath. I'm taking the weekend off the Prosecco diet, the keto diet, but it's basically from the evening of Saturday until midnight on Sunday, I take a break from keto. It seems to work. Doing it all the time gets a bit boring. But I do find that when I come off keto, I'm not like, oh yes, candy, yum, 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 like I was last time. Because I'm leaving it till later on, it just feels like I'm not hungry. That's, I think, how the keto diet works. Always carry a rusty bolt on a roller coaster. Tell the person in front just fell out the seat, or show the staff. Say, no. Don't do that. Brad Robshaw, do I go green when I get angry and all my clothes fall off? No. Don't eat ketones. No. What? Standing roller coaster was really weird, and the flat flying ones, or the people that stand in them without. There's another. What made you decide to go keto, being a fat bastard? Not really. I was carrying a fair amount of weight, so I needed to cut the weight down. It's better on the knees, because, I'm not young. We have a brand new roller coaster in the resort, 2-person cars, and you can control the brakes. Restraint is a car-style 3-point belt. Ah, Christian, interesting. Have you never seen me go slightly red and angry or embarrassed? Vodka diet, you forget to eat. Yeah, that kind of works as well. Oh, alcohol is allowed in the keto diet because vodka contains 0 carbohydrates. And you can mix it with, say, for instance, 4 times double strength, sugar-free fruit drinks, and it makes a nice, kind of like a alcopop. that is completely 100% keto compliant. Let's see, Mr. Boy, okay, let's see what his next number. I guess he's got lots and lots of accounts. Excellent. I wonder if he does multiple channels at the same time. Bannable. You're forever 21. Well, the knees don't feel 21, to be honest. And the eyesight is so fucking annoying. God, that's the most annoying thing. I don't mind the knee and ankle discomfort because they really are worn out with work. And walking too long a distance, see, walking's bad for you. But the vision, the fact that I can't just look at surface mount components and just just read the number off them. I remember doing that. I was looking at a circuit board and saying, oh, that number, that. And someone was saying, I don't know how you can see that. Fast forward a bit. I'm in the same boat now. Can't read them. Very annoying. Permission to permanently ban? Yes, you can permanently ban the person. Time for bed for this guy, says Frank. Sleep well. First ride I went on like that, the bar nearly crushed my camera when it came down. The Tom Houston. Do you know the worst lap bar experience I had was at what was it? Confrontation, the original Confrontation at Universal, because the lap bar comes down. It's not designed. It's not like a thrill ride. It's not going to throw you out. But the family next to me had kids, and the mother and the father were like, "Oh no, it's not going down low enough for the kids," and they just kept pushing. They were all pushing their weight on it, and it's my lap that was holding it up, and it locked, and it was like so sore for the whole ride. Maybe we should throw their kids out to teach them. Whee! And throwing them into the Kong's mouth. I don't think that would have gone too well. Also, the other lap, actually, no, it was when I had my obsession with the Hollywood Tower Tower, the original one in Orlando, just a fantastic ride, best theming, just a fantastic ride. Okay, it had lots of teething issues and it's overcomplicated, which causes problems, but as you can see from Rise of the Resistance, Disney hasn't learnt about overcomplicating things. Anyway, that one, I kept going on until I got the seatbelt one, because normally it's a lap bar, but there's a seat right at the back that has its own little seat belt, just because they didn't, I don't know what it's for, but you can maybe it's for people of a different size or something. But I found out that when I got that seat, I pulled the seat belt out, clipped it in, and then hid about a foot of the thing and under my hands so that the operators of the ride couldn't see that I'd defeated the safety belt. And I wanted to see if it does go down fast in gravity. It does. Because once the ride starts, it locks, and you can let go at that point. You've got a loose strap around you. And I shot right out the seat and landed with a loud thud back in it at the end of each drop. It was great. I do recommend it, but obviously I can't recommend it in case you die. Red Dead First, I don't expect my vision to get significantly worse with age, aside from normal age-related long-sightedness. It's not the long-sighted and short-sighted thing. It's the resolution goes down. You have to magnify. You have to get reading glasses to magnify the image to actually get the same resolution. The hot air balloon death seems really tragic. Not sure about that, but people who go up in hot air balloons are always tempting fate anyway. I had my head bandied around in Top Gun in Canada's Wonderland back in the 90s. Not pleasant. Banged around. Oh, great. I tell you what used to be quite bangy. It was the Back to the Future ride that if you sat in the back seat, your head would be thumping off the back. They could have put a bit of foam there or something like that. That was violent. Eat kale, stay fit, die anyway. Absolutely. How tall are you, Seba Eric? I am 6'4". You may have to convert that yourself. If at first you don't succeed, destroy the evidence that you tried. A failure to succeed in something is something that's been tested. This is why I should. Is Uncle Kilmer Arthur Two Sheds Jackson? Dunno. Probably. My experiments with the electroosmosis, maybe I should document that in a video, because I put a lot of work into it and just say, it didn't work, but what are your thoughts on this? People will suggest things to try. or tell me why it didn't work. Resolution sensitivity. I used to be able to read by the power of a nightlight. These days, less than a 40-watt old school tungsten reading. I do have to use a head torch for some stuff, mainly at the bench because the bench lighting was designed for the camera and not me. But that's fine. Do you remember the Smiler Ride tragedy in 2013? Yes. What happened there is the ride valleyed out and it didn't have a sensor to detect there was a vehicle stuck at the bottom of a valley. And I think they turned the power off and on again. Whatever it was, the ride didn't know that there was a vehicle stuck there, and another car ploughed into the back of it, causing significant injuries. Afterwards, they shut that ride down temporarily and other similar rides, and I think they put a light beam or something across, some sensor in the safety circuit that would detect when something was valid. Every time you add a safety device, though, that light introduces another point of failure. A ride mechanic, you get put under great pressure to get a ride back up and running when it goes down, because the audience is like, the people that have come to the park are all complaining that they paid to come in and they're not getting to ride the ride they wanted. You're under huge pressure to get that going. Safeties do get bypassed, but they shouldn't, really. Rip Ride Rocket was at Universal fairly brutal on my 52-year-old body. Brain loved it, body didn't. This is it. To be honest, given the choice between a smooth roller coaster and one that throws you about a bit, I'd want the one that throws you about a bit. That's part of the roller coaster experience. That's why I kind of want to go on Voltron Nevera at Europa Park. I believe it's a Mack ride. And it's interesting because the valley, they can deliberately valley out because that's a holding point that's using linear motors. And it's using the only full speed launch of the linear motor launches at the beginning, but after that, it uses what's called swing launches, which does two things. It cuts the power consumption down, it cuts the strain on the linear motors, it cuts the cost down. And it also gives you the experience of like the going backwards as well as forwards. I like the swing launches. Habit of Fox saw it, wanted it, bought it, used it once, kept it in my house 10 years, gave it away. That applies to so many things. Some girls lost their legs. Yes. Not great. And it's notable, there is video of the people actually working at the time, and you hear the bang and then they shout, "What the fuck was that?" That's when the incident has happened. Awkward. Thy version of tinnitus? Not sure. My sister gleefully told me about that while we were in the queue for it. To be honest, you could say that if a ride has deaths associated with it, does that make it more exciting? Possibly. Recently found out I may have visual snow syndrome. It's generally not bad, only when I'm stressed or it's dark. Does that not happen anyway in the dark? My eyesight is extremely good to the point of being a bit too good in the dark. That's why I need night lights, just to put a tiny bit of light in the room, because otherwise stuff happens. My brain creates images. Scrolling down. Oh, Big Clive is retarded in time. Those are old messages in the chat. You're right, Horavac, I've just caught up. At a park we have set racing. Do you know the best racing roller coasters, Weasel Box? The best racing roller coasters are it's not the Grand National, what is it? It's the Derby? No, what is it? What's the one at Blackpool Pleasure Beach that you're literally, it's a vintage ride and it's a roller coaster, but you're riding on a horse and you're not held in by much. It's great. Fantastic. Lots of people appear in the images. Grand National, that's the one, Herbert Trouser Fancy. Or is it Grand National? It's the Steeplechase. That's the one, Herbert Trouser Fancy. It's the Steeplechase. What a great ride. I hope they don't get rid of it like they did with the original Wild Mouse, because the original Wild Mouse was just outright. I think they got rid of it because it was inevitable that something was going to go wrong, because when you went down into those dips, it honestly felt like you weren't going to come out the bottom of them again. It was fantastic. Blackpool Pleasure Beach, one of the best theme parks. Very practical, very good maintenance team that actually builds some of the attractions. The best roller coaster, way more interest, excited as a motorbike, yes, Horrorvac, but kills quite a lot of people because it doesn't have a track. Loved the Wild Mouse, absolutely. Me and Ralph went on it, and I jokingly, at the time, we squeezed in, there wasn't much room. Ralph was in the front, I was in the back, and I jokingly said, lol, it's okay, we're not gay. And the attendant said, you will be by the time this ride's finished. I smacked my head off Ralph's head during it. It was a violent ride. Me, the size of me and my weight of me, and Ralph, the Wild Mouse was thrilling. We didn't go on it again, but wow, what a fucking ride. That was great. The Pepsi Max big one, rode that a lot of times. That was Ralph's first ever roller coaster. Possibly not the best first roller coaster. All he said all the way up the lift hill was, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. And I was thinking, what have I done? But anyway, once it was over, he liked it. That's also where we're walking. Me and Ralph, we just went on a trip to Blackpool. Ralph's my brother. And we were walking along, and I had a big, huge Village People handlebar moustache at the time. And this guy, this vendor said, poppers, boys? And it was like, no, we're brothers. And he burst out laughing. Poppers is a drug. You sniff it and it relaxes muscles in the body and allows... Yes, used by men and women now, I believe, in this modern era. I haven't been to Blackpool in ages, neither have I. I need to get back to Blackpool. I love, it's sleazy, but I love the sleaziness. I have never been to Alton Towers Kebab Face. I should get to Alton Towers at some point. Wouldn't mind getting back to the Efteling, which was my first theme park, and also my first ever experience of a roller coaster. And I just shouted fuck all the way around it, and everybody was laughing because the Dutch clearly knew what fuck meant, and they found it amusing. Also, they had the Quatermass, was it? The swing boat, and you think, what could be bad about a swing boat? Honestly, I had to scream, otherwise I was going to puke. Fucking hell. A swing boat of that scale, the feeling when you go down is like the first drop of a roller coaster over and over. And it was okay going back the way, but going forward, it was like the first drop of a roller coaster over and over again. It was amazing, really. Blackpool is just a few miles across sea for you. It is. The swing boat was scary. It was just, who would have thought that, hold on, Jaeger. To the Efteling. Look it up online. Look at the YouTube videos of innocent little American girls going, oh my God, like the devil up there, it's got 3 penises. Literally, the Efteling is Dutch. It is very much in the Dutch humour. It's a very good park, lots of amazing. It was my first ever animatronic experience. Unexpected. I didn't even know what a theme park was before a friend took me to the Efteling. And unbelievable, but lots of penises and stereotypical black people decorating rides. Very odd, very Dutch, fantastic. It's fun to watch YouTube roller coaster rides. Have you seen the one where they put cats? They put on a roller coaster ride and put a cat in a little cardboard box and then pretend it's in the tracks. And the behaviour of the cat, it can clearly interpret it. And it's ducking down and poking its head up. It's like, oh no! Maybe it's a bit mean. Chris Howard, sorry, just tuning in. Lots of what now? Yes. Oh, yeah, Sparky Projects. The human-powered swings that you could get it to go right. The hardest bit was getting to go over the top because it had a fixed counterbalance weight. So you needed to be just the right weight. If you matched the counterbalance, you could go over the top easily. Someone like me might have to work a bit harder. Papier here. What? That's animal abuse. It is actually Horrorvac. It was a bit mean. The internet is for cats, and Cloudcore, it is for cats. and autistic people. I went to the Sex Museum in Amsterdam. It's really funny, like being a carry-on film. The stuff that's been made through history is ridiculous. When I was doing my research for the Victorian vibrators, which are over there, the dangerous mains-powered motorized health massage units, finding one with basically a butt plug on the end of this powerful mains voltage vibrator was just like, really? Oh, it's for health, obviously. Talk of which, I have a health electrode in its way, but it's not what you might think. It's for one of the violet rays, and it's a spiral, a neon spiral. Just for the single-ended electrode neon tube, it's just fucking unbelievably low price. Scruff Dog using 20 bits for the special message effect thing. Because Scruff Dog has his stream coming up. He says, don't come to the stream too early. Let's get rid of the adverts first, because I start the stream round about 32 minutes or so past. Let the adverts pass and then send everybody across once the adverts are done. Good job, Scruff Dog. Hysteria relievers, yes. The internet is for porn. It is. Avenue Q, seizing a man. I don't really go to these musical things. Avenue Q, the puppet musical. One of my friends in the entertainment industry was doing lighting on it. Was he doing sound or line? Sound, maybe. Sound, I think he was doing. Not sure what he was operating. I was too distracted by the show. I went there and then just stood next to him and watched the show, and wow, it's actually really good. Avenue Q, if you've not seen it, it's surprisingly good. I thought each user got ads on arrival regardless. I don't know. I don't know how that works. For some people. That's okay. What else I thought the vibration... No, Megavolt Meister, you're thinking of the rectal dilator, but this one was for definitely... This one would have unclogged everything. Basically, your ass would probably secreting protection juice or something for ages afterwards. The Efteling bins have a voice saying, oh yeah, Pipia here. Absolutely. That was quite good. The bins talk. The Efteling, I'd like to see it behind the scenes under Efteling. They're pretty open about that, but yeah, good engineers. The Dutch and the Germans are just great engineers, but the Dutch are just more funny and relaxed and silly. I like the Netherlands. Did they not prune juice back in the day? Prune juice, maybe they didn't. But anyway, sticking things. It wasn't really, it was butt plugs. The Wikipedia entry for Dr. Andrew, is it? Rectal dilators says, see also butt plugs. Basically speaking, it was butt plugs being sold as the guise of being a health device. And bizarrely, the instructions to them say, if inserting one of the rectal dilators up your child, make sure you don't use too big a one. And that means that some Victorian gentleman, you just imagine this guy with his big fucking coat and his top hat with the kid across his lap stuffing bloomin' butt plugs up its ass. And it's like, really? But then it's the Victorian era, not as innocent as it sounds. More fizzy wine, it's having an effect already. Carbonate that prune juice. Germans, they do, Horovac. Germans over-engineer, and the Italians make their stuff look great. Shame about the technology. Chris Herald, the images. Look up shadow people, that's all. What the actual fuck? Absolutely. It also said, if using it on an elderly relative, like your granny or whatever, or your grandpa, don't use big ones either, or you might literally split their ass in half. Literally, that's... And if you look up the history of those rectal dilators, it said, application of these once a night will cure even the most raving lunatic of their insanity. And it's like, oh God, it's quackery beyond belief. There's a below the scenes video of the Dance Macabre. I have to be honest, wet seal. To me, the Dance Macabre is an odd. It doesn't appeal. I kind of want a roller coaster, if anything, or I want a haunted mansion type experience, like the original Disney haunted mansion, which is fab. But the Dance Macabre just seems a bit of like theatre more than anything else. Don't know. Maybe I'd like if it went now. Weren't they originally a torture device? No, they weren't. They were a medical device. Pleasure, really? Butt plugs, really? And they came graduated in a range of sizes, but if you used up the whole range of sizes, which weren't particularly ambitious compared to what you can get on eBay these days, or AliExpress, or Bad Dragon, if they'd seen Bad Dragon, they'd have been like, really? But anyway, if you got to the full range of sizes, if you worked your way up and you needed more rectal dilation, you could order individually the much bigger sizes at a premium price. Sex toys. In heaven, the police are English, the engineer's German, the cook's French. Good French food. In hell, the police are German, the engineer's French, and the cook's English. God, that's how bad it was working in France. You just talking about food in France just made my mouth water. Literally. I can remember eating my first French food, arriving at the park and going into the contractor's area, going to the canteen and getting that jambon salade baguette, just a ham salad baguette. What could be complex about that? Oh, God, my first taste of proper French food. Oh, my God, how can they make something taste so fucking good? The best thing about Disney contracting was the food. Certainly wasn't fucking Disney. I can remember seeing a pic of older man built like you who was holding a plug that I swear it was about 8 or 9 inch across. Yes. Cookie software loves a big baguette. Tasty. Shit is totally out of sync. If it's out of sync, Chipmunk, refresh the page and it will be back in sync. It may be a problem with the supercomputer. Have I got anything random, Jaeger? Yeah. What was the last one to? It was to the Efteling. Well, this one absolutely belongs to Blackpool Pleasure Beach because they deserve it. It's a good place. I used to love going to Blackpool. And I'm not great on going on rides. Can't go on too many rides. But I loved wandering. And it was just basically, it's a cube of rides passing in all directions all around you. I loved going in and getting a bite to eat and just enjoying the atmosphere. But then they put a fixed admission charge to stop drunks going in. And that kind of ruined it. That's probably why I've not been back to Blackpool. But anyway, to Blackpool Pleasure Beach and its marvellous engineers. To the scary images, no. When riding a bicycle in France, I got a baguette with cheese sandwich at a Swan Stop. How the fuck do they make something that mundane taste so good? Garlic and just loads of other things. Oh, God. And the steak in France. Initially, when I ordered at the hotel, I ordered just a cheeseburger and chips. And the cheeseburger, I cut it open, it was raw inside, and it was like, oh my God, no. And the waiter was very helpful. And they took it back into the kitchen. They cooked it thoroughly to British standards. And then also in another restaurant, it was I cut this golden steak with a little flag in it and all that. I cut it open, it was just blood dribbling out, and it was like, oh no. And then I got used to the fact that in France, beef burgers and steak, the steak is super high quality. The beef is very pure, and you eat it rare. And once you get over that, and you realise that in France, steak is best eaten rare I've even tried steak tartare, which is raw. Oh, God. Oh, what an experience. Do you know, I don't know if it was a joke, taking a wee nudge, a wee dig from the French at the Imagineers because the Americans were ridiculed by most of the European workers. But anyway, let's not go there. Sorry. But the name for a burger was, what was it? Let's see, it was beignet américain. Is that beignet? No, it wasn't. What is steak in French? Oh, I should remember this because we used to go to l'entrecôte. Was it l'entrecôte américain? And it was basically a burger was called American steak. Fucking amazing. Oh, it is. It's fire time. Is it l'entrecôte? We used to go to a restaurant in France. I should make a video about the French experience. The fact that the company I worked with expect us to work long hours, literally 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. And they tried doing that at Disney as well. And the people at Disney said, no, you're not working them that long. They're getting a day off. And you can't make them work 12 hours on a Saturday. They're only going to work 8 hours. And the French tended to work till lunchtime on a Saturday. So from working with never a break with that company, Northern Light, it went to it honestly felt like finishing early on the Friday, and the Saturday, should I say, and then we got Sunday off. So on Saturday night, we'd all go to l'entrecôte in Paris, in the middle of Paris, and have steak at the company's expense. Very delicious. Greetings, Nations 963. You've arrived at a terrible time. It's about 5 minutes to the end of the stream, but just so you know that, but enjoy the rest of the stream. It's woofle time. It's time for a woofle. Electronic ignition activated. Bzzz. Woofle bubble. Woofling. Ooh, big fireball. Very, very good fireball, yes. And I'll just watch that fireball slightly. Yes, the latency isn't too bad. Whiffle. Maybe a bit too close to the beard, but not to worry. I will hold it further away next time. That was just a tad close to the beard. That's okay. It grows back. Just as well I'm not doing it on YouTube, otherwise they'd be blocking me again. Banning me for setting fire to my beard. Wankers. Is there a time travel stuff drawer? There's not time travel equipment, although the radiation drawer is probably closest we can get to that. In a way, it is a time travel because it's got a selenium rectifier up here, so it does cover things from the past. Oh, and of course the mercury switches, which of course are very rare. They're banned now. Oh no, mercury switches. Oh no, everybody's going to die because they get fucking mercury in them and its little wobbly balls. Yeah, stuff from the past that worked really well, so let's ban it. Too many non-technical people making technical decisions. So I shall note, hold on, let's open that. In a new tab, let's open Scruff Dog Stream in a new tab. There's music in the background. Just so I can actually go like that and grab the link, but I'll also do a raid on Scruff Dog in 2 minutes, just so you know. This week's going to be good for videos, I think. Going to make some interesting videos. That fan, that illuminated ceiling fan video I just made, the circuitry was so complex, very modular, switch mode supply, and I literally, hold on, let me go and grab it. It's a splendid LED ceiling fan that does colour temperatures, and it does the little fans that you can operate different speeds. You can switch it on and off the wall. Not documented in the instructions at all that you can turn it on and off the wall to change the colour temperature and turn the fan on and off. So it's a little one the BBC saying, oh no, don't use them, they're really dangerous. They'll twist all the wires, the fan will stay still and the wires will all explode and burst into flames. But the interesting about this That's why I bought it, because, like, fuck the BBC. The interesting thing is the circuitry in here contains a fucking ARM Cortex microcontroller. ARM Cortex with a... And the chip takes a 22 volt supply into a microcontroller and generates its own 5 volts, but then switches the MOSFET H bridges to drive a 3-phase motor. This thing contains a lot of fancy circuitry. Very impressive. I can live with wobbly balls, indeed. Did someone see the website? See, that's it. The ARM core micro... I did see that someone put a web server on a vape. They're complex. The extended stream was actually proper length stream. The snag is usually I get pissed when I say things. That some people like that. Maybe I should do random longer streams, mystery streams that run a bit longer. But also, the chat often used to go a bit weird. I also saw the web server vape. Yeah. I mean, for a basic website like my website, which fits within 1 megabyte, I believe, the whole original BigClive.com website wasn't that big because it's from the dial-up era. You could fit it in a very small thing. I hate mystery. Well, you're just going to have to get used to it. More fizzy. I'll drink more fizzy. But it is now time to go over to Scruff Dog. Maybe I'll just overlap Scruff Dog while he warms up for a wee bit then. But we can do a raid on Scruff Dog, and you have the choice of going across. Look, you can actually go across to the YouTube Scruff Dog page, or I could do the raid, but I think this continues here. It certainly did last time when I learnt the hard way that me and Kevin and June during one of the NBC streams were just yakking away about drugs and things like that, not realising it was still streaming. Oops! At least we didn't say something terrible. I mean, we say terrible things all the time, really. Did I outshout again? Oh, meds are kicking. I've got the meds as well. But anyway, hold on, we'll see what happens. Let's try this. I'll go on for a bit longer, not too long. I'll go on for another 7 or 8 minutes. 8 minutes, so nice round figure up to 1:45, and we'll see what happens. So I'm going to raid... Raid. I can't read the keyboard. The keyboard glows, but I can't see it. Raid. Dog live. So let's try a raid Scruff Dog live, right? But if this works, it says 134 viewers, 186, 231 viewers, 261 viewers, 300 viewers are ready to raid 312, 313, and we can raid now, but let's see what happens. Let's monitor the chat and see. So now, don't say something cancelable. What? Oh no, it doesn't matter. If I get booted off Twitch, I go on to the next platform and burn my bridges there as well. That's how it works. So how many raided? It's not an awkward moment. It is kind of an awkward moment. It raided Jack Attacks. But am I still streaming here? I think I'm still streaming here, even though it raided. Came back over. So you can come back over and find the stream again. I got raided, but I've now come back to you. So now you can toggle backwards and forwards. Can we? Oh no. I know what happens. I can unraid, because I thought I'd raid again, but it unraided and brought all the people back. That was embarrassing. Stealing rubber boiler suits, says Brad Robshaw. No, nylon boiler suits. Back after the ads. Oh, more adverts. Yes, back page. So, yeah, I'm just holding this fan here. The blades do come off. I wonder, it's quite stylish, isn't it? Impressive circuitry. A fan with no feedback. 3-phase motor run by 3 H-bridge driver, MOSFET H-bridge drivers. That video has been made. There's a long version, a short version. The short version is for impatient people, and all I do is I don't go into the schematics. I just show what does what in the circuit board, but then that's the end of the video. And it's experimental, but the one I just released to patrons actually does that, but then also goes on and shows all the schematics, because basically I show the manufacturer's data sheets with the values drawn in on them. it's an interesting thing. Puts a decent draft in the room. For reference, the BBC, because they were short on news articles, talked about some electrician who was told that some old lady had a fan that was really scary, making noises, and he went round to her house and removed it from the lamp holder and said, "You mustn't install stuff like this yourself. It can only be done by electricians," and gave her a price for installing a ceiling fan. It's like, how about you go and fuck yourself, you arsehole, because I don't approve of that. And it said, yes, the fire authorities say, yes, things are bursting into flames electrically these days. But strange enough, they couldn't actually reference a single instance where a ceiling fan dangling from a cable had actually twisted the wires up until they burst into flames. Mainly because they're protected by fuses and things like that. And if they're worried about cables being damaged, what about a 100-watt tungsten light bulb? We used to do quite a lot of damage to the holder and make the cables all crispy. So it's a bit weird. You arsehole. Only some of this is coming through with Clive, and what the fuck do they think that Annie and anniversary means? It sucks when guys do this to old ladies. It does. It makes me think of the stuff that used to happen, the hard sell that a double glazing company called C.R. Smith in the UK used to have salesmen that once they get their teeth in, they'd go, if they'd put their foot in to stop people closing the door, and then they'd work their way into the house, and they'd then goad them to sign a contract for overpriced, offering fake discounts for double glazing. And they wouldn't leave until they'd got the contract signed. So the old people literally ended up under the pressure, the continuous hammering pressure from C.R. Smith, signed the contract just to get rid of the salesman, and then spent grossly over the top on double glazing that they may or may not have needed. Fucking horrible. Still wouldn't install that in my house. Well, you're just going to have to bake to death in the summer heat then. Useful, I suppose, if we want a bit of air stirred around. It's quite neat. Technically, it's very impressive. The fan blades come off, but I don't think if you pull them off and on too much, when you turn the fan on, they just fly off. I wonder if anything, if the fan was making a bit of a noise, maybe the old lady hadn't pushed them into the clicked, so it was a bit off balance. It'd be going bada 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 bada. Unlawful entry here and someone is going to hurt badly. What? Have you got anything from Whatnot online auction? I've not. No. Oh, the 150-watt bulbs, they were available, yes. It doesn't run in reverse, no, only one direction. Hi, ice machine. Yeah, the ice machine has produced another batch of ice. Very good. I've used that a lot. That could kill someone's mother-in-law. Yes, only if you modified it to do so. I once had an encyclopedia salesman round. Yes, I'm old. His parting words were, "You don't like salesmen, do you?" No, salesmen are generally not great. Oh, do you want to hear some of my latest mail I've had? Just to give you an idea of what it's like to be an influencer. Let me just go and read some of my mail out from the address that catches all the mail from YouTube. Exclusive invitation, create with the Carvera Air Smart CNC. Exciting collaboration, opportunity to the F1200, the ultimate portable power solution. Partnership, opportunity to elevate your channel. Bang good new product review. It was a little diesel space heater, grossly overpriced. Your BSW 200 tester invitation await. Don't know what that is. Paid sponsor Anchor Solix wants collaboration. We take the owing out of growing. Makera YouTube collaboration invitation. Carvera AirTalk Desktop CNC again. Ozbot Black Friday collaboration invitation. Woobin X4 Lite is, what's that? Some of these people pretend they're viewers, but it's a marketing message. Boost your shorts earnings, outstanding video creators, Wookus invites join the fire, collaboration offer for bigclive.com. All the time, just hammered with these. And you'd think, oh, that's great, freebies. But it's not, because as soon as you accept one, you're under pressure to spend a lot of time learning how to say using a CNC thing. And they have expectations you're going to push their product from that point. So I don't accept any of that. Kev is quite male, isn't he? Kevin has a girlfriend. We had some 1000 bulbs in the old barn. Oh, yeah. We had high power, very high power bulbs in it too. Someone stole them all, the old ones. Oh, the sponsor scams. The sponsor scams, you get approached by someone that seems high profile, like Apple want to help a free iPhone if you'll do a review of it. And you go, oh yeah, I want a fucking Apple. And you say, oh yes, I'm receptive to this because it seems to be coming from official Apple address, but because it's all spoofed. And then they say, here's the media pack. And you go, oh, it's not running. It's just unleashed malware on your computer. They take over your computer, and because they're working directly on your computer, two-factor authentication, including the security keys, the YubiKey, don't work because they're controlling through your computer. They take control of your YouTube channel. They either delete all your videos, which hopefully not, or make them private, which is the preferred option in a way. And then they basically replace all your video content with Elon Musk crypto scams. Horrible. Check your mail. I always check the mail headers if I'm suspicious to see where it actually comes from. But there we have it. It's time to officially head over to Scruff Dog. So here's a link to Scruff Dog. And I shall drink more wine and then browse the internet and probably listen to music and then go to bed. That's what it's going to be. Or I'll buy more shite off AliExpress or other platforms. Or I might even take something to bits. Who knows? Don't know how the week's going to pan out. The weekend's going to pan out. Who knows? There's China North Air Guns. But catch you about. Have a good week, and I shall see you next week. And remember, because I know quite a lot of you are autistic, that the higher percentage of autistic people that contemplate suicide, if you ever get thoughts like this, please know that it's just temporarily happening and you will get through that. Done that, been there, know what it's like, but I can understand why people get pushed over the edge. Just remember, it seems to be a autism thing, and it is temporary, and it's a permanent solution to a temporary problem, so don't do it. Other than that, have a good week, enjoy stuff, take care, and have fun.